Well, good Friday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majewski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Weather Studios with your weather update here on your Good Friday, April the 3rd, 2026. Things a bit cloudy outside today as we expected for this afternoon, and I don't think we're going to see much in the way of rainfall. You might see a sprinkler or two, but really nothing that's going to amount to anything. Real rain threat still coming in for the weekend. Easter Sunday morning, still looking a bit damp outside, but maybe we do clear out a little bit later in the day. We'll share the latest model data on that. And then we'll talk about the cooler weather and the dry weather that's going to be moving back into the area. And now that's probably going to exacerbate the drought conditions across our area as we go deeper into the month of April. Now, before we get into this full report, if you're new here to our YouTube channel and you live anywhere here across North Georgia, I really could use your help. We're building a 24-hour weather channel that'll stream right here on YouTube. And right now, it's all about getting our numbers. So please subscribe to the channel and make sure you, more importantly, hit that notification bell so you're alerted on all future weather updates, as well as any live severe weather coverage we do anytime throughout the year. All right, let's go ahead and get into your update for today. Let's take a live look up there at Brasstown Bald with those cloudy skies and cumulus clouds, but definitely a bit hazy. The pollen count still, remember, is staying up quite a bit, but we're going to knock that down pretty good with some of the rains coming in for the weekend. Check it out over in Braselton, my backyard, 75 degrees here with some of that cloudy skies outside. Again, those clouds are going to be sticking around here for tonight as well, and heading on down toward Lake Lanier with the cloudy conditions and just a very light wind, not looking bad out there on the lake as well. Now, we're going to start once again. I'll show this once again, and we showed this yesterday. I want to show it again to show you the drought conditions here across North Georgia that are continuing to expand. The National Weather Service just posted something out talking about the rainfall deficits that are running at record lows, especially down toward Columbus and Macon. You see the exceptional drought down there in South Georgia. But these conditions across the state are going to continue to get worse. Now, the upcoming weekend rains will help to probably hold status quo on the next update coming on Thursday. But after that, all bets are off because it looks like we're back into a dry weather pattern, unfortunately, across our region. Now, looking at the radar, we're quiet there for right now, but tomorrow afternoon, I think we'll see some scattered showers and a few rumbles of thunder coming our way as the next storm system makes its approach. And as we look at our current satellite picture for the afternoon hours, again, you kind of see the cloudy skies, a little filtered sunshine here and there across North Georgia, but at least we're staying dry here, at least for the moment. Now, looking at our regional perspective, you kind of see a little bit of these light returns in here. Here's some on the coastal zones and stuff. Again, it couldn't rule out a sprinkler to this afternoon, but the real rain threat is going to be coming in, going into Saturday night and into Sunday as we track a cold front that's going to be moving in across the area. And areas over toward Alabama might see a marginal risk for severe weather, but I don't think it's going to sneak into Georgia. We'll watch closely. This was just updated here this afternoon. You see this kind of getting into Huntsville and into Birmingham, not quite to the Georgia line there, just a general thunderstorm threat over us. But again, we knew if we did get any severe weather, it was going to be marginal at best. It's not an overly strong system, and it's going to do more good than anything else just because of the increased rainfall amounts that the model's been reflecting over the last few days. Now, speaking of the models, let's go ahead and get into that right now. We'll go ahead and show you what's going on here as we go in for tonight and going in for tomorrow, going to the weekend. So watch that little timestamp there as we go to the weekend. We'll be watching that rain threat here as we go into tomorrow afternoon. It is favoring here on the NAM model, kind of the northeastern areas to see the higher rain amount. So those are really the higher chances of rain, getting upwards of 70%. Whereas maybe on the other side of the state, it's more like 50, 60%. So it really kind of depends on how these storms erupt as we go into the afternoon. And then we're going to watch that line come at us. All right, this is going in toward your, going in Easter morning, seeing the wet weather coming here. So as we get toward 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock, you can see, again, a lot of North Georgia looking wet. So sunrise services will require the umbrellas, especially if any church services are going to be doing it outside if they're not inside. But right now, I'm not expecting any severe weather with this. Again, it could be some hefty downpours in some spots briefly. And this is going to move on through. By the time we get to later day on Easter, we're done. Cleared on out of here. Looking good. So looking great. And then it looks like we're in store for just some dry weather, folks, right from Monday and continuing at least for the next 10 days, at least on the current long-range models they're showing here across the area. Now, as far as temperatures are concerned, all right, let's back this up here for you again. I got a little ahead of myself there, but watch what happens here as you go into your Saturday. So Saturday morning, temperature is very balmy. I mean, very balmy. We're talking a lot of 60s out here for your morning lows. And then we're going to see daytime highs once again. Depending on when the rain erupts and the clouds, it'll be upper 70s to right around 80 degrees here for a lot of folks. Some areas will be warmer than others. It really kind of just depends on how the precipitation breaks out. And then watching that cold front, here it is right there. Shows up very nicely going into your Easter Sunday. So it looks like it's coming in northwest Georgia there about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then seeking southward as we go throughout the day. So could see the high potentially early in the day. Kind of cooling off, a little damp there for the rest of the afternoon. Rain volume amounts, those are not bad. These have actually picked up a little bit. We got a little bullseye there showing upwards of maybe up to 2 inches. We'll take it. But look at this down here in South Georgia. Where that exceptional drought is, they got nothing. So that's not a good thing to see. And if you were to look at the long-range models on the American GFS and European over the next 10 days, it is showing absolutely nothing. So it's looking very, very dry once this rain goes by our area. All right, so let's look at our forecast maps. Let's look at this. Watch that little timestamp there on top as we go through the next 7 days. Again, we kind of watch this going into your Friday or going into Saturday, Friday to Saturday. There you go. Again, some scattered storms out there. All right. Now, as we go and watch what happens here, as we go into late in the day on Saturday, that's when the rain chances go up. Showers and thunderstorms moving in later in the day, and then continuing into your Easter Sunday. Monday, we clear on out. Looking good for next week. Not bad. Monday, Tuesday, looks like Wednesday morning will likely be the coolest morning. And then we'll see things begin to warm back up here again. And then after that, looking pretty good. Not expecting frost at this point. It'll be something to watch. The higher elevations like Brasstown Bald, maybe. But again, not looking too bad once this cold front goes by. All right, so here's our forecast here for your Saturday. Gainesville, 79-64. Rain chances picking up, especially later in the afternoon. And then overnight lows tonight, pretty balmy. Everybody generally in the 60s. You might sneak a couple of 50s up in the mountains, but a very warm and muggy night. And daytime highs tomorrow. If the eastern zones are favored like the NAM is showing, might be a little bit cooler there in the 70s, but everybody else generally in the 80s, especially the western zones here for tomorrow afternoon. Regionally across the southeast, everybody's seeing above normal temperatures here. 83 in Mobile and Jackson, 82 in Atlanta, 76 Asheville, 84 in Columbia. All right, next 7 days, here we go. Let's bring down those temperatures. Hey, a little more seasonal at least going into Monday and Tuesday. Lows in the 40s there, and then looks like Wednesday's the coolest day, and then we kind of warm things right back up as we go toward Friday, back into the mid-70s by the middle of next week. And hey, got some great news to announce here. The weather app, at least on the Apple side, has now been officially released. If you want to go ahead and take a snapshot of that right there, you can download the latest North Georgia Majestic weather app. It's a great tool to have. It'll tell you about precipitation approaching your area before it arrives, let you know if there's any lightning nearby, obviously any kind of severe weather alerts and things like that. Those will come in on your phone as well. So it's free. Go ahead and download that from the Apple Store. And for you Android folks out there, don't worry, it's coming. We're just waiting for the release on that. Should be any day. And I'll make sure you have the QRC code for that as well once that becomes active. All right, again, that's y'all's update. I appreciate you guys checking us out here on YouTube. Help us out, man. We're trying to get this channel up to 25,000, and we hope to really make this a nice, great streaming platform for not only weather information, we're going to bring community events into this as well, and I've got some partnerships. I'm reaching out to some other Facebook folks out there to be a part of this. So hopefully we'll be able to get this thing off the ground later this year and be a great service to our community. All right, you guys take it easy, be good, stay safe, and we'll see you on Monday. You guys have a great and safe Easter weekend with your families. Bye-bye.